got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. Invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I've got my moves, I've got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. I'm gonna use my witchcraft. Queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds your place in your bed, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I've got my moves, I've got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I've got my moves, I got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. I'm gonna use my witchcraft. You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. You're placing your bet, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I've got my moves, I got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I got my moves, I got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. I'm gonna use my witchcraft. You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. You're placing your bet, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I got my moves, I got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I've got my moves, I got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. I'm gonna use my witchcraft. You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. You're placing your bet, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence letting everyone know not to trespass.
Hello everyone and welcome to Nerds with Dice. Tonight we're playing I Hunt. But before we do that, real quick, I want to go over that we have merch and you can check it out by heading to the link in the chat. There's not a lot there, but there's a couple things featuring the logo and such over there. And we are also sponsored by Grinding Coffee Company, a Black and LGBTQ plus owned.
Couple weeks, Amari Cooper coming off COVID.
I need coffee. That's good.
Yeah, and
I may actually have to do that. I'm gonna have to order that.
Yeah, you can get 10% off by using the link or the code Nerds with Dice. They got lots of stuff. I'm told it's really good. I'm not. The funny thing about this is I got it for the channel. Like I went and talked to them, but I'm not much of a coffee drinker myself.
Me neither.
So, but I'm told it's very good coffee. My favorite joke so far is that I can get you 10% off the gay agenda.
No.
So
Nice.
uh,
That's good stuff. And yeah, I mean, I do like coffee. I like a little coffee with my cream and sugar, essentially. So I just say subtle variations of coffee are sometimes usually right past me, but I love supporting a good gaming related coffee company. And so yeah, by all means, check these folks out. So yeah.
that's everything. So take it away.
Any other news? All right,
Nope.
cool. Hi, welcome everyone. I'm Commander Pulsar. Welcome to iHunt Farm to Table on Nerds with Dice. We are playing iHunt, which is monster hunting in the gig economy. Basically Gen Zers and millennials fighting creatures of the night using an app, essentially. It is a little bit of a send up of well, not send up, but there's some commentary. There's some social commentary in there. Some commentary on things, on modern stuff, and our main enemy. We may be fighting monsters, but everyone is fighting late stage capitalism. So it's a grind. When last we played, our hunters were actually hunting a vampire who they had been told was basically staking out the new skate park in Des Moines. Real place, really nice skate park. I actually found a website that has live cams. So if you guys want to go look up the skate park in Des Moines, you can actually see all the people that are, well, they're not skating there. Well, they might still be skating there now. It closes about 10. So anyway, but yeah, it is recently built, like supposedly the largest skate park in the country. But anyway, they made some friends, and found a kind of a suspicious guy and a suspicious friend of a suspicious guy in his van. And when suspicious guy talked a couple of teen girls to get in the back of the van, yeah, that's not sketchy at all. So they followed the van to a house in suburban Des Moines and have parked about a block away, walked up, and were about to kind of barge in when a neighbor just kind of stepped out the back porch of her house and said, "What are you doing?" That's where we're going to pick up. What are you doing? Have we got
We've worked together before.
I mean, you guys have probably worked together at least once or twice. Maybe. I mean, it's up to you. Have you worked together a lot?
I know we did talk about that we'd worked together at least a couple of times, but
Okay. Mood is spooky.
I think yeah.
Spooky, unmute yourself. There we go.
Don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
That's fair. That's true. But anyway, yeah, it's the neighbor. She's just like a porch that's in just like mom jeans and a kind of a cardigan, taking trash. Like it's got a trash bag in her hand. It's just like, I know, like, are you kind of like at the door, kind of ready to like cop rock in, or what's this look like?
I'm hanging back a bit because physical confrontation is not my modus operandi.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to be the first one through the door.
Fair.
yeah, I think we know that it's gonna be Anthony.
I guess my question is, Anthony, do you have a sword out?
Yeah, I think I had said I strapped it to my
He did
back,
say he had the sword.
and that it was
Yes, you've got
long.
the whole, so that's probably mostly where this woman's attention is drawn. Is like, yeah, the hell?
Sword.
I think it takes me a moment to recover, but they'll just we're just visiting friends, cosplaying and stuff. Go visit friends.
This does not have to slow you down. You are absolutely feel free to ignore the crap out of this lady, but it may have killed the element of surprise. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just kind of there's a loud voice outside because I'm sure inside the house. I'm picturing the scene where they're like two guys trying to make out with these girls or whatever, and then even if there weren't vampires going on, there's some loud noise out in the back. Somebody's going like, what? Anyway.
Isn't that guy from the skate park who wasn't looking into our van?
Right. But okay. So I'm guessing we want to bash the door in and go.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the feel? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That isn't really going to provide. The door is not really going to provide an awful lot of. One, it's not locked, so if you like open the screen and kind of get in there, the panel just turns.
Yeah, I mean, doors don't provide a lot of security unless you lock them, and even then, it can be questionable how much security they.
On the other hand, it's if a door is locked, it's harder to kick down than you think.
It is. It definitely is. It depends on which lock they have too.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Because if you only lock the knob and not the bolt, then there's not as much. But if you have the right force, you can kick through. You can get a deadbolt to go through the wall.
Or it'll, depending on what the door is made of, you just
rip the rock.
Rip
the door out of the lock.
Yeah, if the door is plyboard,
The lock will hold. The door or frame may not.
But in this case, you find that it's unlocked. Do you want to try and what's the plan? Is it barge in? Are we going to try and stealth in, or you have options?
Stealth was kind of blown. But I'll look to Anthony. Like, what do you want to do? Do you just want to go, or what? I think you're muted, Marcus.
I totally am. Thank you.
Everyone's having new problems today.
What was that, Marcus?
Yeah, Sky, do you think our cover's blown?
Probably.
That just leaves one option.
Yeah.
That's going loud.
All right, so
and Anthony
fair enough.
slams the door open.
All right, bam. So door just kind of it's just gonna push it in, and it's basically you're in a kitchen. This is like a kind of suburban house. It's a tiled floor and kind of cabinets. There is a door into, you can see light in the what's going to be like the living room, the kind of the front half of the house. There's another exit from the kitchen this way to what is probably like a dining room. It's basically probably like an L-shaped living room, dining room area with this kitchen. Through that
up there right now?
Through that door straight ahead, you can kind of see to the edge stairs up to that second story, which is probably where bedrooms and stuff are. So, but there is
Nobody
noise.
On the ground floor.
Yeah, and in the kitchen, what you don't see is a lot of furniture. There's no kitchen table.
Oh,
There's not like appliances on the countertops and things like that. This does not look like. This looks like a house that hasn't been moved into.
They don't need a kitchen.
Kind of thing, or at least the kitchen there's no furniture in there. But out in front, you can hear kind of talking, laughing, or did at least until the door smacked open, and there's a little shh kind of sounds going on and all that good stuff. So let us quickly kind of establish initiative. There's not an initiative role per se in iHunt. It's more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Just by your stats or by your particular skills. I'm pretty sure. It's just going to be by skill sets. In this case, it's going to be athlete for what we're doing here, just basically reaction time, or survivor. It's entirely possible. If your survivor is high enough, you're just jumpy enough. Basically, you react quickly to, because survivor is defensive, is reacting quickly to threats. So
And
I would.
we're rolling that.
Nope. Just tell me what your bonus is. Yeah.
Okay.
Just tell me
So
what your bonus is.
my athlete bonus is 1.
Okay. I can do. And TJ, where are you at?
Survival +2.
All right. And Anthony?
I have both at 3.
Oh, cool.
I built for combat. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
I figured I should at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think he goes first.
Mm-hmm. Of the three of y'all, yes, absolutely.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Here, it's here. They correct.
Yeah. He they for Anthony.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha. And all right. Cool. And go in.
Just to make sure I heard you right. You said as soon as we slammed the door open, we heard this like we heard the area vacate, like the bottom floor vacate.
Well, no, it sounded like somebody. Yeah, basically they
not
may have been
like
a
stomping feet
conversation
and stuff, but
no, but
yeah.
just people like react. Did you hear something? Did you hear that kind of
conversation and then suddenly no conversation?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a kind of a
Spooky.
hang on. Yeah.
Scary.
All right. So just kind of establishing a little turn order real quick. I'm going to say, go ahead, Anthony. What would you like to do? There's not anybody in here. I mean, other than, Sky and TJ are like just in that door waiting to come into this room. There's some, basically without a table, this room actually has some space to maneuver, but not a lot. This is not, yeah. You can swing a sword in here, but
Oh,
I wouldn't do a whole lot of, anyway. You're also going to be wound up
There's hallways and stuff.
drawing short to not like embed the sword in a cabinet or refrigerator or whatever. Yeah.
I think it would be unwise to seek them out. I think I'm gonna hold our ground, so to speak. But I'm going to unsheath the sword and just like knock it against the wall really hard and yell, like get your ass out here, Lestat. Get your asses out here. I'm here to hunt.
Lestat.
I would like to call them out, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. I feel. Yeah. Go ahead. I think. I think it's great. Why don't you give me? I feel like give me an attack with. This is basically it's still an attack. This is.
Would it still be fighter?
No, I would say this is because you're not trying to physically in this case you're not trying to physically attack them, but you're trying to rattle them and kind of get them to maybe jump or do something that they wouldn't have planned. So I think maybe Grifter.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Give me an attack there, and that'll be. But the thing is, the game does not really differentiate between mental consequences and physical consequences. If you rattle somebody's confidence badly enough, that puts them that much farther away from winning the fight. So yeah.
Fun. Yeah. I rolled fair. I got 2.
Okay.
Fair.
All right. So I will clear that. I will go ahead and roll some defense for these guys, and do that real fast. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. That will actually do a little bit of stress. Not enough to take anybody out, but yeah.
Not much. But...
Hey, every little bit, right? All right. So next in line there is TJ. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to hang back and let the other people go first.
Okay. Would you like to? They're not overcome, but is there any advantage?
A hiding space? Is there like a closet or a pantry or something?
In not like a not there are cabinets. I mean, if you want to like hide under the sink, but
No. I'm just
yeah,
not
not
hide,
like
hide
not like
behind
closet style. There might be like a broom closet kind of
or like
thing,
a
but
like.
Oh, you mean more
Okay.
like cover? Or
Well,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm just looking for cover right now.
I mean, do you want to
'Cause
like
I'm not going to make an
you want to
offensive action.
right? You want to just like post up next to a door to catch somebody as they come in or
Sure.
something, or I mean,
That works.
well, the other thing too, are you planning on creating advantages and things like that? You can still do that.
Yeah.
Bonuses for morale. You've got, this is where, knowing things and stuff like that, where a lot of your stunts involve like putting
Yeah.
bonuses on the board
Yes.
for these things. So,
I
all
just
right.
don't see where I could do that yet. I think the
Well,
combat
no,
has
I
to actually
mean,
start.
No, it doesn't. I mean,
Well, I can't think of
you're-
anything.
well, okay. You're dealing with vampires.
Uh-huh.
You are the person, you're the expert here. You're the person that knows where vampires, what vampire weak spots are, or what we should
Okay,
be
so
looking
what's
for.
what would I roll to find out the weak spot of this particular kind of vampire?
I would probably say that's very likely an occultist roll for knowing some of this weird stuff. You've got some stunts for things like that. You also have, I'm looking at your character sheet, you've got Case the Place. Case the Place is a
I
stunt
forgot about that.
tending to check locations for entrances and exits and escape routes. So once per session, if you create an advantage for ease of mobility and flight, you can either create 2 aspects with 1 free invoke between them, or you can create 1 aspect with an additional invoke. So
2 with 1 or 1 with 2, essentially.
Yep. If you want, if you want to split it that.
All right, I think I will do 1 and 1.
Okay.
What do I have to roll?
I feel like Casing the Place is a roll with Survivor.
Survivor?
Mm-hmm.
But
again,
Survivor or Investigator, but Survivor sounds right.
This is all like getting me out of here so I don't die sort of situation. So,
Mhm.
but your difficulty is basically fair. It is kind of this is what I know about suburban houses kind of thing, and where I'm going to be able to get in and out and fast, and how strong are the windows or whatever. So yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Go
Roll
ahead.
Survivor then.
Yeah, make a survivor roll. We'll see what kind of cool stuff we can.
Ooh.
Well,
very
there
nice.
you go.
5.
Okay, so a 5 is a success with style, so that's going to beat the difficulty you needed. So you're going to get an extra invoke as well on top of whatever your stunt gives you. So you can
So I have
create
3.
Well, you can create 1 stunt with 3 invokes, 2 stunts with 2 invokes between them, or 2 with 1 free invoke each, I guess, is what you could.
Okay.
Depending on what you want, is like, I would say maybe things like stuff that, like what we know from houses, or if anybody has spent any time looking at places they can't afford on Zillow, you
Yep.
know. So you've
Everybody.
plenty of pictures of houses and things like that. I was very tempted to just grab some and just post them up. But anyway, things like, maybe this house has tight doorways, or,
Well, what do I notice about this house? For not only for ease of, I'd like to do 2, and
Okay.
I want to do ease of access getting in and ease of access getting out.
Okay. I was going to say tight doorways is just a good one in general. I'm going to say that's probably one of them.
Yeah, that would probably be going in, and then one to go out.
Or just like, this is like between rooms and stuff like that. What that's going to help. What an aspect is when it works in your favor, you get a bonus. So something like tight doorways is going to work in y'all's favor if somebody's trying to come through there and they don't have as much room as they need to maneuver.
Right.
Or this is one of those, okay, this place has tight doorways, look out for that. Anthony would be like, well, I'll post up, and when somebody comes through, you get that advantage. So,
Okay.
I mean, we can do that. Let's put that on as an aspect, and then what's something else that's probably reasonable about houses, I guess. I would say probably that It's another good one as far as exits go.
Like nearby windows, doors to the outside.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably like cheap patio, yeah, like wide patio, like patio doors. So like you're coming into the kitchen, but there's like the little sliding
doors. Yeah,
to
sliding.
from the dining room out to like a little deck kind of thing.
Okay.
So we'll call it that. And then let me just drop those on the board and tight doorways, and that's got a free invoke on it. I should be able to see all those. You should be able to see that. Okay, cool. Save that one, and then all that.
Excuse me.
Put that on the board for you, Al. So that way we can do. All right, cool. So that way you've got a couple of advantages that we'll figure out how to make that work tactically. But that's the thing. You don't. One of the things I love about Fate is you don't necessarily have to be a super physical character to help in a fight. So TJ, by just kind of observing some things about the house, has just put 2+2s on the board for whoever does do the swinging and hitting. So that's essentially two. She's essentially put 4 shifts of damage out there that someone can use. You know, that's kind of the same. It's very. One of the things I love about Fate is that you can be a scholar character and be just as useful in a fight because you keep throwing out these bonuses for the fighters to use.
I don't spend combat hiding in a dumpster.
I mean, you can, as long as you keep shouting things to the fighters to use. But anyway, so after that, Sky's gonna go.
Okay, so kind of thinking, I also wanted to create some aspects. I was thinking about manipulating the environment somehow, like using, turning like shorting out some lights or something, kind of thing.
I would be willing to bet. Okay, this may involve. It's still kind of in this room because my apartment, that little gray fuse box is right there.
Like, I was just actually gonna ask about that.
It's right inside the kitchen. So.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Given that, I forgot to mention there's probably one other exit to this room, because right next to that fuse box there is like where there, when I said you can kind of look straight forward and there are the stairs going up. In the kitchen, there's probably a door with the stairs going down into the basement. It's Iowa. There are basements in these houses. Always.
Yeah, and then most likely the fuse box would be in the basement.
Right.
It could be. Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Not all houses in the Midwest do that, but usually if there's a basement, the fuse box goes in the basement.
Well, because that's also where they put the furnace and all that other stuff, so it's all right there, yeah. That's fair. All right. Do you want to go down to where that is?
Yeah, I'll go down there.
Okay. All right.
That's a good idea.
Oh boy, it's not my turn. I can't go with her, can I? Because that's super sketchy. I don't want you to get ambushed.
What? Oh, I mean, you guys can split the party. That's fine by me.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, just like you can kind of go down the steps, like flip the light on and check and kind of see. Look, well, I will say this: if she gets jumped, you're still going to have an opportunity to do something about that. So,
I will stay here. In fact, I would signal to you.
Is this Maker?
To fight, to get to the fuse box. Yeah, okay. Getting downstairs, and there's like a light switch at the top of the stairs. You flip that on, and don't see anybody down there. It's kind of an unfinished, kind of a half-finished basement. Just kind of again, there's no furniture down there. There is like there's a little bit, but it's kind of a room that runs kind of the length of the house. So, and but kind of right there, you'd have to come down the stairs and around, and there's the fuse box. So, okay.
Okay. Just so you know, when I use Maker to create, when creating an advantage with Maker, I have contingency plan,
Okay.
so I can make 2 aspects. But you can
And
only use
decide-
1 free invoke between.
And
them.
decide. Yeah, you'll have a free invoke, but you get to decide which one you're going to use it. Okay. Do you have a couple aspects in mind, or? I'd like cut the power is probably one of them, but
Yes. Yeah. Or maybe. Well, yeah. Cut the power. Trying to think what another good one related to the fuse box would be.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff there. I mean, you could just have. I'm gonna say with MacGyver and like a decent skill roll with Maker, like Dangerous Power Surge or something might be a fun one too.
Yeah.
Or how about instead of cut the power, we say cut the lights,
Yeah. Cut the lights.
and then like Dangerous Power Surge is probably a good one as well. How do you feel about those? Does that sound okay?
Yeah, I like that. Dangerous Power Surge is. It's a nice all shit's going to hell
There you go.
contingency
Well, hopefully,
plan.
yeah, hopefully it's going to hell for other people. So sure.
And not us.
Yes, hopefully. And that is an 8. Legendary.
Dang. Okay, so that is definitely more than you need to succeed with style. So that's an extra free invoke. So you can put a free invoke on both of those if you felt like it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, I mean, basically you've got 2 free floating ones.
Okay,
If you
yeah.
if you
So
decide.
I can decide. Oh, let's.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that works for me.
All right, cool. And you guys should be able to see the labels on those and everything. I hope I just put those out on the board. But all right, cool.
Yes.
All right, and
Power Surge doesn't have a bar over it, by the way.
that's fixable. Just do.
Just thought you'd want to know.
Yeah, it's all good. I appreciate it. Dang it. What? Okay, I just looked at that 8. You realize? Okay, that you rolled a +4. That is as good a roll as it possibly gets. So, dang, you should get something for legendary. But yeah, so you see, so all right, and so basically at the end of Sky's turn, the lights in the whole house. Kind of just basically throwing the breaker on the board kind of thing, but doing it in such a way, I'm probably with, I don't know, paperclip, hairpin, some MacGyver thing that there's still power flowing into the house. You haven't like done the whole thing, so maybe it's there's power surge going on, and maybe instead of it doing that, there are like pops from whatever light bulbs and stuff are in the things, because there's still power flowing through everything. Just boom. And you hear some cursing. Fuck. And so, and in that moment, Anthony, you're not alone in the kitchen anymore.
Uh-oh.
The guy from the skate park, blonde, his shirt's off. He's basically down to a pair of boxers. But he's just not there and then there. Fast as shit. Just, and fuck you doing in my, basically the whole fuck you doing in my house, and he's swinging at you. Not with a knife or anything. He's just basically going to try and backhand you.
All right.
And I'm going to
Do I need to roll anything?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
But problem for y'all is that the monsters start with the edge. So he's rolling fighter with the edge. And that is going to give us a, all right, 3 minus 1 is 2, and he's rolled a 6. His fighter, his roll of fighter is a 6. You can defend. It's fight and fight. You can defend with fight. You can defend with athlete. Basically, the difference between the two is if you're in hand-to-hand fighting, you can defend with fighter. If somebody's shooting at you, you can only defend with athlete. You can just try and jump out of the way, get under cover, that kind of thing.
Meaning to say I can't try to fight the bullet.
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah, you can't Deadpool and try and cut the bullets in half or anything like that. That's not. Does not. I mean, you try. It doesn't work. That's all. But yeah, if you want to roll fighter as well, that will, that'll try and reduce some of those shifts of damage that are coming your way. Okay. So a fair result means that he will have succeeded by 4. So you've got 4 shifts of damage to deal with.
I think you're muted.
And how does it work? Like the nature of the attack determines whether it's physical or mental, or?
Oh yeah, basically, yeah. A mental attack is where somebody is trying to get under your skin, try and psych you out, kind of thing. This is just I am trying to punch your head off your neck. So
I either take 4 shifts of physical stress, or deal with it some other way.
Yep. I mean, like I said, there you have consequence slots available if you want to use them. But you don't, again, if you've got the stress boxes, those are cheap and easy, and like I said, they come back at the end of the scene. Generally, if I can take it in stress, I will. And I know, looking at your character, you've got a lot of stress boxes. You could absorb at least this one just of that, but it's up to you.
I do have quite a bit, but 4 is a pretty good amount too.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, mild.
It's not nothing.
Yeah. For me, mild is 2. Would it work that I would take a mild consequence and 2 physical stress? Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
we click on that mild consequence box, and what do you think that mild consequence would be?
So he's striking me, right?
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's one of those.
Yeah. What constitutes?
This is a blow that's
a
going to
mild
land.
consequence as an injury. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the blow that's going to land.
Losing a tooth mild?
I mean, yeah, it can be.
I guess it's not quite severe, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's something.
The pain can be distracting.
Yeah, it could just be
knocked out.
Bruise, black eye. Something that black eye is kind of a mild consequence. That's something that after a while, the swelling will go down, and you may cosmetically have like raccoon face for longer than one scene, but it won't have game effect for more than one scene, that kind of thing. Or like a little cut on the arm or something like that. Something that is maybe a cut on the head, blood in the eye can be distracting, kind of thing. He's going to get an opportunity to tag this aspect or whatever we decide to call it, but yeah.
Could he have just struck me really squarely across the jaw, leaving it kind of like it's not going to sit right for a while?
Yeah, or just kind of like, get your bell rung. That is perfectly fine too.
I actually would specifically like to be clear-headed for the rest of the fight.
Sure.
Unless I end up taking more consequences, but yeah, for this first one, I'd like for it to be something physical and compromising in that way.
Yeah. That is absolutely fine. Like, like, how about mushy jaw?
Sure. That works.
That's fair. All right, cool. Mushy jaw is a consequence. So yeah, so he connects, and it's one of those. You guys probably, for TJ, you're in the kitchen. Is this guy just appear out of nowhere and just kind of just a little jab and just rock Anthony back? He just kind of has to take a step back, and it's just like, it's one of the, I guess, how that might look in the movie. I don't think it's enough of a hit that it's like the whole slow-mo thing where but it's just kind of but it is one of those where it's just like kind of thing. Your head just kind of pops back. The audience, we all know that Anthony's gotten tagged right there. Okay. But now it is also Anthony's turn to strike back. So what would you like to do?
So yeah, I'd like to recover from that, recover from having taken that step back, reorient myself, get my footing again, and kind of in the same motion, draw my sword and swing it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take that would definitely be a fighting attack. Sounds good. And yeah, you do that and he'll defend.
Oh, I didn't know. Fair again. I'm rolling so poorly. I, I've had another game and I was rolling so well. I think I used up the luck.
Okay. Well, all right. With the edge. Yeah. Okay.
I came into this way more confidently than I should have.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, learning experience here. It's whatever
I'm
you're
also trying to
saying.
see what I can invoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is another thing. You've got a lot of stuff on the board that you can invoke for free. You also have character aspects that you can evoke if you need to. So, but I want to tell you how bad things are. But anyway,
Please.
so
I do also have 2 unwritten stunts.
So maybe that may come in handy as well. We may have to define one of those here here shortly. Sure. Let's see. There's a couple of good ones, but his result is a 9, thanks to the edge.
Ow.
Good
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I rolled a 6 on the edge die, so yeah, he is, and he's a relatively skilled fighter, so or at
I
least
would
he
use every aspect you could.
at least he moves on.
possibly find
Well,
and
that's the
stack
thing.
it.
Well, yes, but this is Anthony attacking him. So a 9 basically just means you miss. And it's probably because the guy can move so fast.
Right.
It's one of those. And from this vampire's point of view, it's just kind of it, which is, sucks, but there we go.
Mine is wide, like wide.
Yeah, and but it's not. It is just what's going to happen there is he's succeeded with style, so
Okay.
that just means he's going to get a boost.
Okay. Like you need to.
But yeah, right. That's the thing.
We
But,
can also you had explained this, but there's a method of taking away the edge, right?
oh yes, absolutely. The way that works, what you need to do to get the edge back is there's 4 basic ways to get it. You either start with it, or you can gain it through an overcome action. That is like I'm gonna try and overcome this guy's advantage here and try and get the edge. That is basically in lieu of an attack, but it is basically doing something, probably fighting, in a way to put him on the back foot. And that's fine. I mean, he's just gonna roll defense rolls like that because he still gets to defend with the edge. You can seize it with overwhelming defense, which is anytime you defend against someone who has the edge and you succeed with style, you can take the edge from them.
Is that by like a certain interval? Like, how do we exceed with style? Or succeed with style?
You have to beat his attack by 3 if you're defending. If you're
Okay,
beating that
that's
attack by 3, which you can do using aspects and things as well. Now, most of the other thing about it is unless you've done a whole lot to do it, usually you have to have taken some kind of consequence before you can either start rolling to get the edge. So, and there we go. And basically, something that I have to remember, the edge does not get to be used over and over again. It's so you get to use it once, and then the edge shifts. So that'll be, he's used that to defend against your attack, and now he doesn't have it anymore. So basically then that means you guys have the edge.
Oh, cool.
I think. Nope, I think you still have to. He's used it, which means now you can overcome without him using the edge to defend. There we go. It doesn't necessarily go to your side yet. So right now, nobody has the edge because he had it and used it. So basically, to avoid getting stabbed, which is logical, I suppose. Logical, I suppose. Yeah. And but now you guys are kind of a little bit more on even footing, except for the whole very strong, very fast
Superhuman
sort of
speed thing, yeah.
Yeah, other than that. So TJ, what are you doing?
Me.
Yeah, the vampire's in the room. He's in the room.
In the room. How far away from me is he?
How big's your kitchen?
Oh, my kitchen's a closet. So.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bigger than that. So it's you are in the same zone, which is essentially you could be in hand to hand if you want.
And I'm assuming his attention is on Marcus.
Yes, the man swinging the sword at him. Yes, that's where mainly his focus is. Yes, you could certainly get the focus if you were to pull a gun or something, but yeah. I think generally in a room where a man is swinging a sword, that man has the attention of pretty much everybody.
Trying to look at my character.
Mm-hmm.
I think I accidentally closed out of Roll20. Hold on.
Don't do that. Yeah, you have
an accident.
You logged out of Roll20, yeah, so that'd be why you can't access your character sheet. Yeah. You do have to be on the website, yes.
Yes, this is true.
Minor requirements of some virtual tabletops is that you actually have to be using the virtual tabletop to access it, yes.
Let me think.
Weird like that, yeah.
Could I... See, I know what I'd like to do, I just don't know how to do it.
Well, tell me what you'd like to do.
I would like to be somewhere that I can, while his attention is directed to the guy with the big sword.
Sure.
I'd like to be able to try and kick his knee, like either from the side or from the back, hopefully without him noticing me there.
Well,
but just put him off balance enough for.
You could go the long way around and come behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that you might have to make like a movement roll, like an athletics roll, because you're probably gonna go through like two zones to get around.
That's terrible. Go ahead.
I mean, just to be able to do that. I mean, it may burn around moving or something, and you'd be able to do it next time or something like that. But the trick there, and I will invoke that or compel it for you, get you a fate point. Is that you can't get past Marcus because they're tight doorways.
Yes.
So that's part of the reason why you can't do that this round. So
and you know what, my athletics is mediocre. So I mean, if it's
just take some time. The other thing too that I know would occur to TJ is this guy wasn't alone.
Yeah. You think I'm gonna go hunting down where the other vampires are? No, I'm gonna stay close to the guy with the sword. It's I have that whole survival instinct thing.
Sure. I mean that's absolutely reasonable. Yeah.
But at least I know how to get out of here quick. So yes, I would like to you know what I'll do? Mm-hmm. I will keep my focus since he's being since he's occupied with the guy with the sword. I'm gonna keep my focus on the room he came out of, in case reinforcements show up.
Sure.
That's what my focus is gonna be.
I'm gonna say, but aren't you a little bit concerned about the girls?
Oh.
Does she kind of need to know what's going on with them?
I do need to know. Yeah, I need to know. I'm gonna
make sure they're safe. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure they're safe. I'm gonna go around to the doorway.
Well, if you kind of go out to that, kind of step through that tight doorway into that room, and like I said, I invoke both of those. So that is a couple of fate points I need to give to you.
Yay.
Let's see. Need to. There's 1 and 2. So in that kind of going out through that other door, the opposite door of where Anthony and this vampire are fighting, where that dining room would be. Again, there's not any furniture, but there is that kind of the probably early 80s chandelier, like over where a dining table would sit.
Would be, yeah.
Yep. And then there's from there you can kind of see part of the living room, and there is a flat screen TV that's just like sitting on a couple of milk crates. It's
priorities.
Black. It's black, and there are like a couple of mattresses on the floor. The girls are on the mattress, kind of huddled at this point, kind of huddled together, kind of in the disheveled clothes, as in, you know, in interrupted makeout session, disheveled clothes, not necessarily undressed, but getting there, or like shirts untucked, that kind of thing. There is another guy there. It's the dude that was driving the van, and and he is in fact starting to head towards you, and like kind of screeches to a halt when he sees you. Dude's got a knife.
Oh crap!
Just like a little. It's kind of like a bushcraft, like little, not like a Bowie knife, because those things are gigantic, but more of a like a 4-inch blade, kind of. Still ruin your day, but anyway.
I am going to, and there's no furniture. Stop that. Ow.
This would be another opportunity to like to know stuff about, or kind of read a person, kind of thing.
Yes.
All right. I think
I'm gonna try and read him to see his, just based on his approach. It's gonna, hey Google, cancel alarm. It's gonna give me an idea of what kind of is he an aggressive fighter? Is he a more cautious fighter? Is he, you know, does he dive right in? Is he waiting for me to make the first move? Is, you know, like what kind of stance is he taking combat?
I think a lot of it's, I think maybe trying to get that kind of information, like very specifically about how he fights, would be something you'd like use with a fighter role, but kind of just a general read on the guy, you know, on the guy. You can get broad information with investigator. Fighter will tell you very specific stuff, but you're not as good at it.
Well, no, I'm just going with the basics of, is he being an aggressive or a conservative fighter?
Sure. I can buy investigator. I just may not tell you all the things that you were asking.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Why don't you give me an investigator roll then?
Trying to make Neil not claw the crap out of my chair.
Okay. Yeah.
How'd I do?
A mediocre result.
Imagine
my Immortan Joe voice. Mediocre. But
0.
I will tell you this though. He's sweating and flushed. Which is not a vampire thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not a vampire.
Probably not. All right. Okay. So, all right, then Sky. And this guy we just met gets to go. So in the basement, as far as you can tell, power's gone out, and you've got a surge ready to go.
And nobody followed me into the basement or anything, so I'm gonna
make
my way back upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, come up at the top of the stairs, and Anthony, and probably the sword probably comes like near your head. There's probably a little bit of room to squeeze between Anthony and this vampire guy, but yeah, there's a fight happening like right near your head.
Well, I guess, can I sneak up on that vampire guy that Anthony's fighting?
Ooh, I would say probably with a good spy roll you could. And I would say with that, you've also got, and if you wanted to, like, tell me, I mean, there's some things that you can do. He needs to defend that then. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, that is a fair roll that I got. That's a 2.
I think. So. Let me see. And. Yeah, I think probably investigator of like crap. So. Yeah, he got a -2 on noticing you. He is a little distracted.
That's fair.
By the guy with the big sword?
The guy with the big sword. So yeah. Actually, that is a +2 versus a -2. Well, it wasn't a that's
I said that's 4 shifts.
Well, it is, but you're not trying. You've succeeded with style, but you're not defending in a fight. So I don't know if that would count. So anyway, but you would get a boost. I will definitely give you a boost to do a thing.
That makes sense.
Because I mean, you still have a little bit of you still have that surprise,
right? Which is what I want. I want to be able to surprise him.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to place that right. I'm going to put that boost right over your character. There we go. Yay. Okay. And then the guy with the knife is going to, well, he was going to come around and try and get behind Anthony, but hey, look, somebody to fight is just shown up right in his face.
Just popped up right there in his face.
Yep. Now, he's not as good a fighter, so that is a +2 is a fair result.
Come on, damn it.
So defend with fight or athletics.
Give me 1 second. I'm having technical difficulties.
Oh, and if you have some fate dice, you can just roll them.
My character sheet is being done. Let me refresh. Wait. Okay, it stopped.
Okay. Cool.
What am I rolling again? I'm sorry.
I would say you could roll. You would probably need to roll athlete or fighter. So yeah,
they're the same anyway.
Not great skills for you, but it is what it is.
Oh, that's terrible.
Okay, we got a 2, got a 1. So that is 3 points of stress coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you getting rid of those 3 points of stress?
Looking.
Because yeah, three points of stress is all you could take. Any more than that, and you're having a problem.
Do I have any invokes?
I mean, yeah, you could maybe you.
Well, I could use tight doorways.
I was gonna say you could back up, and maybe he catches you in a tight doorway, and when he tries to attack you, the knife hits the door jamb or something. You'd still have to deal with 1 point of stress, but
smacks his elbow on the side of the wall and
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Can I do tight doorways and cut the lights?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's dark.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden it's got dark.
And he's not a vampire, so
sure. Yeah, I mean he's having a harder time seeing.
So yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right, then that takes care of the free invokes on those. They can still be invoked, but it just costs a fate point at this point. But all right. Very cool. Okay, so yeah, it's just like tries to stab you. Yeah, I really love smacking it. That you back up and he smacks his elbow on the door jamb. It's dark anyway, so he doesn't really 100% know where you are.
He doesn't have that supervision.
So he's just kind of whooshing with the knife. Yeah. Okay. Then we flip it back around, and it is Vampire's turn, and he is going to sort of try and again knock Marcus's block off. That is a 6. So his fight is 6 coming at you. You need probably to defend with fight as well. And and his 6 minus whatever your result is will be how many shifts of damage he's going to try and We have to do it. Okay.
Cool.
So got a great, which is fantastic. Yep. That is what Anthony's average roll is a 4. That's his 0 point. You know. Well, no, that's
it is good.
You know, that's the thing about fate. Fate, theoretically, you know, most of the time the dice are going to wash out. If you're good or great at something, you can reliably be great most of the time.
Well, now, if you're really good at something, you are good. You are really good at something. Yeah.
You know, on average, a great swordsman should beat an average swordsman most of the time. So here's the thing. He's still beating you by 2. That's 2 shifts of stress, but there again are some aspects that you can rely on. In fact, you know what? Because it's going to go away if he doesn't use it, he's going to use that boost. So that's going to be actually 4 shifts coming at you, unless you do something about it.
I don't have anything I can invoke, really, I don't think. Because if I did type doorways, that would be worth for me.
Well, it costs you a fate point, which is fine, you know.
That's what they're there for.
Tell me how Power Surge would apply here, and that would work. Kind of, you know, stepping back to the patio, or, you know, you've got stuff on your character sheet as well. You know, that you're a Stiabu gunslinging swordsman. I mean, you're good at this. So that might be, you know, a worthy, you spend a fate point and that's going to give you a bonus. You are good at this.
You have to, like, be able to sell it, right? That almost feels like cheating.
Well, but it's not. It's literally how fate. It's literally how fate works. Usually, whenever you invoke an aspect, I feel like, okay, again, think of it cinematically. If that aspect is invoked, so how does that aspect come out in like the camera work? And is that maybe like some real super fancy sword move that you wind up doing, or, you know, tell me about that kind of thing. So if that's what we wind up invoking, like, you know, Zuri invoked the tight doorway, so we made that part of the description, you know, that kind of thing. So if this is what we tag.
I actually can't think of anything to justify using any of them that I have right now. So for now, I'll just take the 4. But
okay.
For now, I'll just take the 4. I'm at the point where I wouldn't take another mild consequence. I would take.
You'd go to moderate,
severe,
you go to moderate. If you went to moderate, you take no physical stress, but you've got some stress. You just you guys need to turn the tide pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Or Anthony's going to have some trouble. That's fair. All right.
It
is in fact. It in fact then comes around to you, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with invoking your high concept. It's, you know, I am a monster hunter hunting monsters. You have all the justification to do that. So you could easily.
Would I take a moderate consequence because it's 4 stress, or could I do 2 and 2 again?
No, you can't do 2 and 2 because that box is full. That box is full.
Okay.
Box is full has been used. The only box you have left is a 4 and a 6. So
so the 4 physical is great. I mean, not great, but
like I said, now it's, you know, one of those things. Don't be afraid to spend fate points. They're supposed to go out and come back and go out and come back. That is what they are for. You've got 5 of them, which is a ton. So I mean, 1 fate point to save you 2 physical stress, probably not a bad deal. Just saying. I mean, you could either invoke the tight doorway and maybe kind of get him jammed up in that, or the swordsman that you are in fact a really good swordsman. You know, maybe 4.
Yeah.
You know, 4 is like if you're not showing off, or 4 is if you know, and then 6 is like, nope, this is adrenaline and kind of thing. So either way, it's just do you want to spend fate points? And I have to, you know, I can suggest it, but it's not my character, so I can't.
I will for this one. I think it's worth it for this one.
Sure.
So I would end up with 4 total rather than
you'd only take he's still going to beat you, but only by 2. So fair enough. All right. So all right, so cool. Is it just basically this is an impressive move. Is it a game? Is it a game move? Is it a Devil May Cry thing, or is it just like?
I don't think it is
an
quite,
actual. It's an actual sword technique. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense.
I don't think it's that either. I think it's more of like I think it's improvisational, but I think he happens to have done it enough for it to work.
Improv but practice.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like Mugen in Samurai Champloo as opposed to Jin. He is going to try to, knowing that this vampire is reacting to everything really quickly, he's going to try to take advantage of that by like going for a wide swing with his dominant hand, dropping it, catching it behind his back, and then going for an underhand swing with his offhand. Trying to take advantage of the fact that the vampire is going to react right away.
Nice. Okay. Thank you for invoking Samurai Champloo to bring the weeaboo part of the swordsman in there. Yes, that is fantastic. I was gonna say there is a fighter stunt that might be interesting called Feint, and is where
sounds perfect. Yeah.
You fake out your opponents before delivering a haymaker. When you create an advantage by delivering a fake attack to put your opponent off guard, you can take an additional free invoke, which basically would an extra free invoke. You can spend free invokes together. So basically, that would make it you fake an attack once, and then next round use that for a big advantage.
Okay, yeah. Should I do that now rather than?
Well, I mean,
yeah. I'm also fine with not doing it if it's like. I mean, it does have that little bit of like, I have to copy it and paste it in, and account for it and everything.
Well, you can because it's your turn now. Because that was his turn. That was you defending against him attacking you. So if we say that that's the thing, then yeah, we can put feint in there. You can do that feint right away.
Oh, yeah.
And then I will just, so that you've got it, I'm going to quickly copy and paste the text in there so that we have it. That's the one thing for y'all that are watching audience-wise, that's one of the things I do like about Fate is that, you can almost start with a completely blank character sheet. And when something comes up and says, oh, nope, this is cool, this is, I think that would be a great aspect or a great stunt, we can just add it and ready to roll. So there you go. So we've got that on your character sheet. Basically, so that would be, I'm going to make this attack, but I'm not really attacking. I'm trying to create an advantage. And that's the thing. Creating advantage is doing anything that's going to give you a leg up on the opponent. And that can take the form of like a flurry of blows. That is just like, I'm going after him. And that's what it might look like on camera. It doesn't actually do any damage because we know it's an advantage that's being created, but it doesn't necessarily look any different in a fight. You know what I mean? It's that all the times that you see like guys in the MCU fight and they just keep any fight with like Jet Li or Donnie Yen or Jackie Chan, many martial arts where half the fight is like an attack and block and block and block and block. Sometimes those attacks are creating an advantage to set them up for the final big hammer blow or whatever, which is exactly kind of what this is. But you can always feint in a way, because you can always create an advantage instead of attacking to do stress. This basically having this as a stunt means you're really good at it.
I like that for Anthony.
All right. In that case, then I would just go ahead and roll that fighter.
And this is to determine how well I'm doing this.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Because if you succeed with style, then
fair again.
Okay.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, fair.
Okay.
Did I roll twice? I don't think I did.
No, because great was your defense from the other.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. So fair again.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll above average one of these rolls. I just want to do really well.
All right, it's all good. That's
yeah, so he's defending now, right?
Actually, that's actually that wasn't a great roll at all. That's a -2 on your dice, but his defense is defense is 5, so his defense is higher than yours. Now, that's where we can invoke some shit again. That is probably worth doing. Because you just want, instead of, well, no, honestly, I wouldn't, because 2 invokes is maybe not worth it to almost create the thing. This may be a whiff.
I think you're muted again.
Yep, sound went out for some reason. Sorry.
It's just a wash whether or not I invoke anything.
Well, I mean, it's just that you would have to invoke like 3 things for the feint to go off, which
I don't
would
think
be.
I have 3 things, honestly.
Yeah,
I do have 3 aspects, but it feels a bit like it really just feels like pushing it.
Yeah. This is a situation where maybe it's not worth 3 fate points to make this happen. When
I can move.
We'll just try again next turn and roll better and that kind of thing. So yeah. All right. Yeah. So cool. All right, TJ. There's a guy here with a knife who's trying to get through the doorway. And Sky has come up in the kitchen as well. So that's a thing that also. What would you like to do? It's probably, I gotta imagine it's getting dark in here too. There's like shadows everywhere. Really the only lights you get at this point would be from the neighbor's back porch light. So this is probably kind of a chaotic sort of looking scene. Of course, on film it's gonna be all lit blue, like that dark blue that they use instead of being actually pitch dark in the house. But
pitch dark, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You were
saying. I was gonna say, there you go, Anthony. That might be why it didn't work. It's dark.
That makes sense.
It's like, yeah, I didn't see as well. Dude moves fast.
I'm gonna try and get over to where the girls are.
Okay. You're gonna have to get past him.
Okay.
I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah. I will try to maneuver my way around him using tight doorways. Trying to use the narrow space to my advantage.
Okay.
Does that make any sense to you or no?
I just like how does that work in your advantage to the doorway? Because basically he could just kind of block the doorway. That was the whole point of the doorway blocking him coming in. So
that's true.
It's gotta work that. It'd probably make it hard for you to get past him out there. On the other hand, you could use it, like you could slam him into the doorway or something like that, and use it.
Yeah, I know, but my only problem is I'm not very good at physical violence.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, this is kind of a move action. You're trying to overcome his opposition to you getting past. So I'm just going to say the tight doorways probably aren't going to help you. Is all. Okay. On the other hand, the patio door is also just on the other side of him too. So
that was going to be my next thing. If my case the place would the aspects from that be able to help.
If you just not, if part of moving past him, maybe you knock into him and he stumbles into that through that patio door or something.
Window, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean that's a possibility. I mean that's if you need to use it. So all right.
Yeah.
Well, his opposition to your move is a 1. So.
And that's going to be athletics or fighter.
Probably athletics. Probably athletics to kind of just to get to for the movement for a movement through a dark house that you're not familiar with. Yeah, to not trip over whatever and fingers crossed. All right, that's a tie, which doesn't quite overcome. But again, you've got that free aspect on the patio door. Maybe if you shove him,
sure,
and he gets.
I'll spend the fate point to use that.
Okay. You don't have to spend a fate point. It's a free aspect.
I thought I did.
No, is that?
Oh wait, not tight doors. I'm sorry. I was thinking tight doors, not wide patio door.
Yeah,
so yes, I don't have to spend a fate point.
Yep, you kind of shove him into it. Maybe I guess maybe there's curtains over it or something, and he gets wrapped up in those or something like that. Okay. And it's basically
blinds or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, those cheap ones, the vertical. Yeah.
The ones that your cat breaks, like. 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, and he probably winds up breaking like 2 or 3 of them as he kind of slams into it, and they kind of come down in his face, and that's kind of how you get past him to get into the living room. When you get the girls seem out of it and dazed and aren't 100 and don't look like they're 100% sure what's going on.
Okay.
But that guy is going to untangle himself from the blinds and come after you. So he's going to come in there, and I think probably. All right. Well, so his attack is mediocre. So he's again going to kind of swing the knife and. Something along, yeah.
And what am I rolling?
Well, you're probably defending a fight because he's still coming at you with a knife. But
and what did he roll again? I missed that.
He rolled a 0.
Oh, okay.
So don't roll shitty, or do. That's fine.
Or roll completely bad. I mean, that's a thing.
That's okay. All right.
You shift to 1 too, right?
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, it's 1 shift.
No, I know.
So that is still one of those that you can kind of just take that 1 point of stress and
okay.
And you know what I mean? That
yeah.
Tell us, it's one of those. It's a near miss with the knife. So is it? Like I said, it can be anything. He's kind of in a state of undress as well. Got his pants up, but they're just buttoned. Maybe they come unbuttoned. I don't know. Or just honestly, it's just dark. And you just kind of one of those. Does it like tear a sleeve on your shirt or something?
Yeah. It takes out part of my part of whatever I'm wearing, the shirt or dress I'm wearing, and that would also be a cue to her that perhaps she's getting a little too physically involved in this combat.
Yes.
For the simple fact of I am not a combatant.
Yes, and you know that because now you have a hole in your favorite hoodie, and a knife wound.
Yes.
Oh no, my hoodie. Anyway. So all right, so inside the kitchen, Sky. You and Anthony are there, and you kind of got this vampire in the doorway.
I'm gonna use that boost I have to sneak up on him and attack him.
Okay. What are you attacking? Do you have a weapon or?
I have a machete. We did talk about arming up with stuff like that.
That's right. You did. Okay. Fair enough. All right. That sounds good.
Actual choice for this sort of environment.
All right, and with a boost indeed. So, all right, so why don't you roll that? I'll roll...
assassin or fighter?
Ooh, I think he's not expecting it. I think you could justify assassin. If it's better.
I think
it's the same.
They're the same,
but still, yeah, I think but
for
that's...
flavor text, it's...
Now, okay, here's another question, though.
Oh, I forgot to add the boost.
Here's a question. Here's a question for you. Do you want this to be an attack roll, or do you want this to be an overcome and seize the edge?
You know what? Overcome and seize the edge.
Okay. All right. So his result is a 3.
And I forgot to add the boost, but I did roll a 2.
That's okay. 2 plus a 2 for the boost is a 4. You want to, I believe, you want to succeed with style, if I remember right. So you've beaten it by 1. So if you invoke one more thing.
Okay. I would like to invoke the fact that I work at Vans, so I have really nice shoes that don't squeak on the floor and give me away as I.
Nice, good traction. Sure.
Yeah, you don't slip on the floor or anything.
I absolutely goddamn love it. That's amazing. Of course. Yeah, because it's nice tile. It's like linoleum in the kitchen. So, yeah, you just plant your feet and just, all right, cool. So that means that your side, now, this could be like whoever goes next, which I think will probably, of your folks, will be Anthony. So that seems like a good, yeah, nice, well done. I love it. So, but invoking that, go ahead and spend one of those fate points. So just click the fate token above your character sheet. I think Anthony, you spent one as well, didn't you? Earlier.
I honestly forget now. I forget if it
I think
was
so.
like an option. Yeah. Okay.
I think so. We did because we invoked your high concept. So yeah. So just
yes,
just
you're right. Okay.
just click the token. It'll show you the little box of them, and then grab one and pull it out onto the table so that we can see that it's spent.
Character sheet out of ooh, so much.
Or not, it's not even on your character sheet. It's just on the bottom of the screen.
I was just moving it out of the way.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Am I putting it above mine?
Yeah, just pull it out onto the board and yeah, there we go. And then I being a dork, I like to make a pile of them to see how many fate points I can get people to spend over the course of a game. I need to make sure that I have some as well. I need to. No, I don't have as many as you guys do, but whatever. My refresh is lower. All right, cool. And Mark, the guy with the knife, already went, so this would be Vampire gets to go. And he is kind of surprised, so he is going to try and I guess still swing. I'm gonna say he probably still sees Anthony as the bigger threat, but that is a crappy roll. It's a crappy roll for him anyway. It's still a 4. That is 4 coming at you, Anthony, to go ahead and defend with fighter. You got this. Nice. There you go. So that would be what we call a zero stress hit, and because it's a tie, then he'll still get a little bit of a boost. Actually, nope. I'm gonna do, instead of doing a boost, I'm gonna spend one of my fate points because he is going to take advantage of Anthony's consequence, the mushy jaw. He's gonna basically punch you in the face again. Punch you in the face again, so that'll be 2 stress. Unless you'd like to invoke a thing. If you invoke a thing, he'll wind up getting a boost. But he will also have spent a fate point. I'm not going to pursue it more than the 1. And muted again. Are you pushed to talk?
I'm not. That's the worst
okay.
part. I still have 4 left. It's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Quite a bit, but.
Yeah.
We also need to end this.
Yeah. No, it's all good. At some point, we'll need to do a quick break.
Yeah, we're
probably
about that time.
Oh, the fight I meant, but yeah.
Yeah. Shortly at the end of hopefully combat. I think with the edge, things are probably going to get bad for him as well. So,
here's hoping.
Fingers crossed. All right, so spending an invoke on
Thanks.
Yeah, I that's fair. Okay. Just go ahead and grab that fate point, pull it out onto the board. All right, in that case, he won't do any stress, but he's still going to get a boost.
Okay. Wait, sorry, did you mean as a reaction to his attack?
You could, yeah, as a reaction to his attack. You're either going to take 2 points of stress.
Oh yeah, I took.
Oh, you took the stress. Already. Oh, you took the stress. Okay, never mind. In that case, I'm still
okay-ish.
Yeah. Again, it's because stress isn't damage. That's just a kind of a near miss kind of situation. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So then it becomes your turn. That's probably the best. Honestly, it's probably a wise use of fate points to keep them and use them. This would be the time to use them at this point. But okay. So you've got a swing, and you have the edge. So when you roll this, then I'm gonna. There's not really a macro for it, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna type it. When you need to roll with the edge, and then we'll just add the skill manually if we need to. That way, I need to build out a macro for it, but I am not that great with the Roll20 API, so I will figure it out. It may take me a second, but we have a little bit of time over the holiday, so we'll get that. So that I would like it to be something you can just push a button and do you have the edge and that kind of thing. But anyway, so I'm gonna guess we're attacking again.
Probably, yeah.
Fair enough. All right, so you've got the edge with this attack, and this might be a good time to pile on just about anything you can. Like, this might be worth it to invoke things like the lights being out, the tight doorway, so he has a hard time maneuvering. If you can figure out how to get the power surge to help you here, I don't know, maybe.
Light bulbs pop and create a distraction.
Or I mean, well, you're in the kitchen. There's outlets right there too.
Yeah.
Is there a fixture or something that I could push him into?
Probably, sure. I mean, yeah, but there's some kind of if you want to use that, then yeah, describe how he gets pushed into a fixture or outlet or something. Yeah, because exactly. The lights have pops, so there's probably fixtures over the sink, or might even be one right inside the kitchen that has broken bulb and now exposed wiring kind of thing. So sure.
Exposed wiring can be dangerous.
I mean, broken glass on the floor is not great, so but anyway, that's why I said this would be one of those that I'll tell you what, I will go ahead and roll his defense so you know what you're up against. All right, so his defense is 5.
Ooh.
Well, you're again rolling with the edge. That's going to help. The idea here, though, is you want to do a lot of stress points, so he has to deal with them. Usually, hopefully, by taking a consequence. So, anyway, all right. So, this would be. I would just say, go ahead and do the roll.
We fight again.
Yeah. Unless you're going to attack him some other way, but I'm assuming we're swinging the sword.
Good.
Wait, you did a regular roll. You did a regular roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Wait, so do I just need a D6 at this point?
Well, you need to. Well, here, you need to the bit that I typed out.
Yes.
So I'm gonna alter it. Because I just figured out how to add your skill. Do that. Type that in the box, and that should give you the roll you want.
Real quick.
Because you want to roll instead of rolling 4 fate dice, you want to roll 3 of them, and then add a regular D6 because that's what edge.
Is that using my old result? Because is that using my old result? Because I mean that's essentially a second roll, right? Is there any way I could just add?
You don't want to. Trust me.
Okay.
You don't want to. That is a far better. That is a 10 shift
definitely
attack.
Better. Yeah.
Holy
As a
crap.
10 shift, his was a 5. So he's going to be taking 5 shifts, unless you make that worse for him, right? So this would be where, yes, I would. This would be a good place to dump some fate points. On a good hit, you want to make it a really good hit.
So I'm a little bit lost in the weeds.
Okay.
What do I have as an option to invoke at this point? Like anything that's on the table?
Yeah, anything that's on the table. What the bars are there to represent free invokes. But
okay, yeah.
But just because there's no longer a free invoke doesn't mean the aspect goes away. The lights are still out, so it's still dark, so you can invoke the darkness. I invoke the darkness. You can invoke the fact that the doorways are tight. That is going to be harder for him to defend himself. Like I said, you were talking about pushing him into an outlet to get the power surge. So there's that, and you can evoke something on your character. So you've got 5 shifts now, and if you wanted to spend a couple of fate points, I can literally think of 1, 2, 3 things you could spend and get a +8 to that 5.
I have my high concept, and tight doorway I think will actually work for what I'm thinking. A third I don't really
Well, the lights are out. It just makes it harder on everybody.
Oh, so that I guess is like a like he is a vampire. Does it bother him that much?
I mean, yeah,
fairness, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like everybody else, they're not necessarily. I will tell you that in general, vampires have really good senses in that they can smell blood. That does not make them any more competent in the dark room.
Okay, heck, I'll take it.
They don't have echolocation, so
I'll invoke those 3. Tight doorway, my high concept, Studio Boo, Gunston, Swordsman.
All right,
and,
sounds good.
Lights are out.
That will be
3.
Sure. All right, that'll be 3 fate points, but that's also 11 shifts of damage that I've got to figure out how he's going to take.
Nice.
Do you want all 3 on the board?
Yes, yeah, you got to spend them. But let's see.
He wants to see the pile.
I do, because it's fun. I think the biggest pile I've ever had at the end of a session was like 18 fate points. But that was a big game. I had like 5 players in the game, so yeah, it's like.
Okay.
But anyway, all right. So, and the thing is, he can only take 1. So I am going to moderate consequence and 1. Okay, he's still up, and
just to justify the invokes, the tight doorway specifically, and my high concept, I am actually going to do a move from Devil May Cry this time. One that usually gets referred to as Stinger, which is just a thrust, just a forward, very theatrical thrust. Yeah.
Fair enough, and well, that kind of works well with the moderate consequence punctured lung.
Oh,
that's it's you stabbed him pretty good. So, but it's also all quite a bit of his stress as well. So the thing is, you can only do 1 consequence at a time. So you can't rack up all of their consequences. So he could eat up the biggest consequence he could take, and then the rest of it was eat up with stress. So he's 1 good hit away from.
Hey, look at that.
So I would say the next thing to do is try and get the edge again. Right? Is just kind of do that thing. Maybe that feint would be, the next move to take care of that as well. So, anyway, TJ, you've got this guy with his knife and the girls. But I would say power surge hasn't been taken care of, and there's this TV right here. I'm just going to put that in the air. Also, you can create other advantages. I mean, there's things to trip over. There's, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, no way. I'm in that whole, like panic mode that I'm just going to try, since I got him to go into the glass, I'm going to try and get him to go into the TV set.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I love it. Sure. Then I would say give me, Are you trying to like psych him out that he's to attack you, or
if I can do it in a way where it's like if my dodge will cause him to go into the TV, you know what I'm saying? Like if he comes at me.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to use the TV and the power surge to like do damage to him to take him out of the fight, you're probably going to have to pick up the TV and hit him with it.
Oh.
Which is not impossible. It's like a
But
it's a 32-inch TV. It's a flat screen. They're not heavy.
It's very small.
I mean,
yeah, I know, but I don't see her doing
when
that.
I was a kid, 32-inch TVs were not small. But anyway,
I don't see her getting that physically involved.
All right, then. I guess what are you? Then the other thing to kind of do in here is maybe try and take care of the girls or make sure that they're
I want to make sure
okay.
They're all right.
All right, that
Cause
I would
what
say.
I wanted to do last round.
All right, to kind of get a feel of what's going on with them, I might say probably either a medic or social worker.
Yeah.
Medic or social worker would be, and again, either of them are not super great skills for TJ, but
no.
We're gonna have to look for you a like a skill swap stunt where you can.
Ouch. Ooh.
Okay. Well,
that's
all right.
Horrible.
That okay. They're
not dead. That's about all I can tell.
Okay, so we got a -3 on the roll, and that gives me an opportunity to tell you this is a thing that you can do with fate points. Normally when you spend a fate point and invoke an aspect, it is just a +2 bonus. But one of the things you can always do with fate points, you invoke an aspect, instead of taking the +2, you can take a reroll, where you completely reroll. Most of the time that's not worth doing, but -3 and -4 are enough of a statistical outlier on fate dice that usually if you spend to reroll, you're gonna get a much better result.
God, that's ugly.
Oh, it's a -3 on the roll. Yeah, it's bad luck. Well, I mean, it's bad luck. It's dark. You know. Actually, are you willing to fail? Are you willing to fail here? Because I can just invoke darkness, and that'd be another.
No, I'm gonna use the fate point because I've got it.
Yeah, as well. If you do, yeah, it's true. You do have a bunch. Okay.
I'm sorry, things are in my way. Like my character sheet. There we go.
Gotcha.
Boop.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, so go ahead and roll that again, and see if we can get a better result. See,
a little better.
It is 3 points better.
It's a 0.
I mean, it's still it's still not great, but it's not like
catastrophic.
That it's not. I believe these are lizard people, or he's already turned them into vampires, or or something. Is just like, okay, it's dark. They're out of it, but
when my absolute paranoia kicks in, yeah.
They're out of it, but you don't. As far as you can tell, they're not wounded. So they're not bleeding.
They have not yet been punctured.
As far as you can tell.
As far as I can tell.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, fair enough. Sky? I think stealth has been busted, but
yeah. Stealth has definitely been busted. I've been trying to think of how to use Power Surge to do something here.
I mean, well, tell me, Maker, what kind of gadget BS have you got in your pockets?
That's a good point.
Do you have? I mean, again, this is a thing. Another good use of a fate point. Using a fate point to declare a fact about the scene, like maybe spend a fate point to say, "I've got a taser on me."
Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend a fate point and declare that I have a taser.
Sure. And my question is, do you want to roll with Maker to see if you can't soup it up with the Power Surge?
Yes. You know what? Let's do that.
Honestly, you don't really have to roll. You could just attack with it and describe how you're going to. I mean, you've got the Maker skill to justify it, and the aspect is already there. You've already created it. You just have to tell me how you're getting the power from the wall outlet into your taser. I mean, and again, the other thing I want to do with this is also flashbacks are okay too. Maybe you've had this taser all along. Maybe you plugged it in downstairs and have been letting out cable this whole damn time. That's also fine. You tell me whether it sounds good.
Let's roll to attack with it. See how that goes.
And
if I have to invoke the aspect, we'll figure
it out. All right, sounds good.
That's not great.
No.
Better than I did.
Well, his defense is a 7. Now, something that you can invoke for free is the fact that he's got a consequence that he just took.
Okay.
So that brings his defense down to 5. If we just do that.
I was gonna say it might not help, but because it's such a disparity, I know it's a risk, but can I invoke that to just re-roll?
Probably. Though, I mean, you can, but it's a -1, which is really close to statistical center anyway. So your chances of getting something that's either another -1 to +1 is pretty good. So what the reason what I'm saying there is that statistics and math would say in re-rolling from this point would maybe improve your roll by 1 to a 2.
Right.
Whereas spending it for the +2 gets you to a 3. Is all. It's just usually worth more to just take the +2.
Right.
But I mean, and the powers, if you do the power surge, that's free. Same thing with
and that gets me
invoking the consequence. But it gets him his defense to 3. Still, he wouldn't take any stress. But again, a couple of fate points on the tight doorway and cutting the lights, or anything that you've got on your character.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
I'll use those, and then I'll use a couple more fate points. Use the power surge. That I'll invoke hardware store wizard.
Nice.
For my high concept. I made this taser myself.
Okay. So good.
So
yeah.
It might not be safe, but
it's like 4 prongs on it instead of 2. This bright yellow says DeWalt on the side.
It's also why it appears to plug into the wall, or
right.
There's probably a battery pack that I'm stuffing into my pocket as I'm running a cord to the.
Is that even a taser, or is it a DeWalt angle grinder that you've repurposed? Pretty much, yeah. Okay.
Right, yeah. And then I'll spend the other one so that he cut the lights. So the lights are out. He doesn't see the cord. It's like the cord's strewn all over the floor. He trips over it, and
Okay. So, all right. I feel like with the consequence, and I think we're doing like a +8 if I've got everything there. So
it only gets it to +1, but it's something.
But okay.
That's shift 2, isn't it?
Oh, please. Is there anything? Yeah, no, that's I think that takes it to +3. So you'll do 3 stress. So you'll do 3 stress to him, which again is going to you're gonna hate this. He's still up, but with 3 stress, he has had to take another consequence. Which I'm just gonna write tasered.
Taser.
So he's now been
'D.
Yeah, taser 'D. Yes, that's good. I love it. We'll do that. So okay, he's got that. So he now has 2 consequences on him.
Okay.
And after Sky, all right, Spooky. Here's where the guy with the knife is going to come after you. And God, all right. His attack is a -2.
Oh.
So feel free to defend.
Yes.
Again, this is probably either fight or athletics.
Do fight.
No,
I'll do athletics.
All right.
I'm not much of a fighter.
He's kind of just this guy. He's just like, you know.
I got a 1.
Okay, that is a defense with style. That's a boost. So yeah, that'll get you a bonus on that. So let me.
Cool.
And paste that. And there we go. Just put one right there for you. Awesome. And then the vampire's gonna get one more swing at it. Okay. Ooh, all right. So, Anthony, that's a 7. That's 7 stress. He's still up.
I just realized my first stunt would be useful right now. But
Sure.
I also didn't use it when I should have. It's when I make an attack roll, I can take the value after all invokes and use it as my next defense roll. That one, the best defense.
Oh, do you want to use that? Do you want to use that?
Point? I'd like to.
No, I mean, yeah, we're learning. We're learning Fate as well as doing this. I'm not going to punish you for. Oh, you missed your. It's not Magic the Gathering. We're not playing at a tournament.
Yeah, true that.
So
yeah, I'd like to use that then.
You want to use that 10 for your defense? All right, cool. That makes sense.
Would that make me succeed with style? Would that give us the edge?
Yes. Actually, yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Yeah, I love that.
Fuck yeah, nice. Well played. Doom, I've spent the save roll. Yeah, you can do this after the roll, just like an invoke, and replaces the roll instead of adding it. Yeah, boom. So you got a 10 on your defense, which is enough to succeed with succeed with style and seize the edge. And guess what? It's your turn. Would you like to hit this guy?
In some manner, yes. Using the edge, is it exclusively like fighting, or can it be used?
No, I mean you can use whatever skill you want. Though I will. He is swaying on his feet. It's like blood is leaking out of him. Though it looks kind of it's seeping into his clothes. It's like that. Well, actually, no, he wasn't wearing a shirt. So yeah, it is literally seeping out of his chest, kind of running down toward his Calvin Klein boxers. It's not a deep red, and in the dark, it looks black, but not. It's kind of off black. It's pale compared to. But anyway, yeah, he's leaking. His eyes are not really focusing as well as they could because his nerve circuits are kind of jangled from a super overpowered. There's probably flames. There's like burn marks where the contacts of that thing are, because that's just way too many volts through that thing. If you tased somebody that was wearing a shirt with that, you would probably set their shirt on fire.
Is there a difference? So we can use the edge with any skill, I take it.
Yeah.
Is there a difference at this point whether I use fighter or assassin? Because I know assassin's more like finishing the job.
Yeah, assassin. Well, assassin is more when you have the jump on somebody. Usually, assassin is like the start the party, or they don't know you're there, and you come around the doorway with a baseball bat and just clock them in the face. That's an assassin
yeah, I took it to be more.
You take the shot from
more like finishing
2 blocks away.
Exactly. The sniper shot from 2 blocks away that you have no idea is coming, kind of thing. That's assassin. Once you get in the fight, it's usually just fight until it's ugly and over. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do fighter then.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. So I do it right this time.
Yeah, if you just roll the same thing that we did before, the 3df plus 1d6 plus 4.
Okay.
And that should get you a result.
All
right. Nice. Okay. And his result is also 6 to defend. So, all right, but let's see, free invoke on Power Surge is gone, but he has another consequence which you can invoke for free. He has a second consequence you can invoke for a fate point, and that would be 4 stress. And yeah, honestly, 4 stress would take him out.
Okay, I happen to have one.
Just saying.
One
have
left.
to have a fate point left. Oh, perfect. That's classic. Love it. All right. So yeah, this is kind of with the taser, just catch him because he's kind of dazed. Maybe is invoking that taser. He's not really defending himself as well as he could. So it's the same effect. The +2 to your roll is the same as -2 to his defense, right? So just fate generally works better with addition rather than subtraction. But in the fiction of it, you hit harder and easier because he's kind of staggered, wobbling. Yeah, exactly. So
okay, yeah, I'll invoke tasered and punctured lung. Was it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. And okay, so all right, yeah, what does it look? What's the finishing blow look like? Are you taking his head? Staking through the heart with a knife doesn't do the same thing as staking through the heart with a piece of wood. But I mean, honestly,
I do have the concern that he's going to get back up. I mean, like taking the head is zombie rules, as far as I know. I don't know
It works on I would say you would know as
okay.
a monster hunter that removing the head works on a lot of things.
It kills most things, yes.
Okay. I'll go for that then.
All right. What does it look like?
Because we're still in the tight doorway, so I'll try another thrust and then just kind of get it right at neck level to where it severs everything.
Okay. So how does this sound then to take the head is like stabbing him and kind of using the sword to pull him into the kitchen to come around and then just take it off.
Yeah,
because once you through the chest with the sword again, and he's just kind of like, and you just kind of move him, and he hasn't got any resistance left.
Nice.
All right, and when he goes down in the living room, the other guy also slumps, as do the girls.
Oh, was the guy glamored too?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, do we want to take a real quick break?
I was going to say, I think we deal with dealing with the aftermath of this after we come back. How does that sound?
Yeah. We'll be back in. We'll try and make it quick. 5-10 minutes.
I was going to say, we'll make a short break so we can get back.
Yeah.
Hey.
Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money. iHunt. Be a hero. You pick the hours. Are you unemployed? Struggling to pay off your student loans? We have an answer. iHunt. With iHunt, slay monsters in your spare time to pay off credit cards, get caught up on your student loans, or just have a little me money.
You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. Your place in your bed, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies. Roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking.
Screen. We are back on the right screen this
There
time.
we are. Awesome.
What are we doing now?
Okay.
Recovery.
Well, all right. So afterwards, usually with a job on the way you prove that you have fulfilled the contract on iHunt is to take a selfie with the dead body of the creature in question. So in this case, usually it's like everybody gather around. So who's hold the head? Yep. Now, but selfies are also how advancement is done from a mechanical sense in Fate Points. So you get a selfie of the vampire that you kill, and so cool. And and also kind of start recovering a little bit. Again, so Anthony, Sky, TJ is not in the room. You can hear kind of struggle going on in the living room, but when Anthony takes the head, there's kind of a thump out there, which we don't know what that is. So there.
Yeah, I would like to go check on that to make sure that
all right. Well,
everybody's okay in there, and assess injuries in there as well.
I'm nursing the rip in my sleeve.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably kick the knife away and things like that. So, Sky, what do you have? Okay, yes, your medic skill is a little higher than TJ's.
I also took the first aid stunt, so if I'm intervening or diagnosing for medical issues, I get a +2.
Fantastic. Ooh. Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's the thing. One of the things I like about stunts. It's basically like invoking an aspect, but it's permanent. Just anytime you're doing that,
right,
you get that bonus. So cool. All right. If you want to see how the girls are doing, okay, cool. A great result. They are. They act like they're under the influence. It is a lot like somebody who has taken narcotics.
Okay. So they'll be fine. It'll wear off.
But and TJ, you would know that is a common effect of someone who has imbibed vampire blood.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Or that when a vampire feeds on somebody, there is a euphoric effect. And I think if with that conversation, Sky, if you do look, they have bite marks on their neck, but it's like they healed very quickly. So
okay, but otherwise they seem mostly fine. Like some orange juice and thyme, and they'll be fine.
And as far as you can tell, not unclothed enough for anything else untoward to happen. And I would say at this point, Anthony, probably you would be the one to notice, but I'm actually giving this fate point to everybody, because what can go wrong will. It's just of Murphy's Law is just kind of I'm trying to think of a better way to phrase it, so a more iHunt way to phrase it, and I think I'm going to probably go with something along the lines of there's always something you didn't think of, and that is just generally a game aspect that can be applied at any point, and I'm going to compel it to give everybody a fate point because you hear police sirens.
Oh, the neighbor.
The neighbor called the cops. And, there's a decapitated body in the kitchen.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Just saying.
I'm out.
What can we leave here? What do we need to take with us?
Oh, okay, hold on. If we get the innocent people out, I mean, the power's still overloaded. We could just burn the place down and cover up our tracks.
We could do that, yeah.
I love it. Nice.
That is
we're adding arson. Nice.
I mean, when they look at it, it will look like an electrical fire. Which
you two figure it out. I'm gonna get the girls out of the building.
Yes, you do that. But because I messed with the breaker box, they might be able to tell that the breaker box might have been tampered with, but it'll look like an electrical fire. So at first, they're not going to look too far into that, especially if I don't use any accelerants or anything.
Right, and the better you roll on Maker, the harder it will be to tell. Or is it Maker or Is there a better one?
It also doesn't
Gorilla?
explain the decapitated body in electrical fire, right?
That may be, but
yeah, they won't.
It's the explaining the body is less important than you getting blamed for it, I guess.
That is also true.
True.
And I think in theory we could just take the girls and maybe the guy because he's glamored too, and run, or let him take the blame for it.
I mean,
why? He's just another innocent victim.
If he is, because all that we know for sure is that he was either glamored or fed on, right?
I mean, that's Renfield is a good example to invoke Dracula, somebody who has been feeding, has been fed. Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of that's I mean, my question is, how much time do you want to spend having this ethical debate while the police are coming?
Like I said, I'm getting these people out.
Wait, okay. TJ, you would know. Out. Is he a victim or not?
Is he a victim or not?
I think you would know better than any of us. I can't tell, honest.
I mean,
just at a glance, I can't tell.
Would I have to roll for that?
That is honestly, that's not really necessarily a question that rules are going to answer. It's like, okay, so yes, he was probably emotionally controlled by this guy,
right?
And does that mean he's responsible for his actions? He has probably helped kill a bunch of people, or or maybe even some sexual assault. That's entirely possible, though I'm not going to deal with that because that's a line for us. So let's assume not, because this is not a thing that happens in our game. But bad. He's not innocent. It's just whether he was in control when that happened.
Well, that's kind of what I meant. It was circumstances outside of his control.
Sure. Was he a nice person before? We don't know.
Oh, I never
mean,
said that.
I guess here's the question: if he's not the thing is he's not a vampire, so that's the rest of it's not our problem.
You're not getting paid for him.
Yes.
He's not in the contract.
And I'm taking them out the back door, not the front door.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I'll help, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So you two and you're gonna gonna rig the place to catch fire. Like, okay. I'm sure.
Did you make her?
Mm-hmm. But I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. We're gonna cut scene to like the next place where we're gonna be. So probably drinks afterwards. Or well, on the other hand, you've also here's my question: is Anthony's hurt? Anthony's like not talking is painful. Hurt, it's kind of I mean, dude was stronger than a human had any right to be, and he rocked your jaw. That is like, not maybe close to fractured. I mean, you don't know. Certainly, look at it. It's already starting to swell up. So
does my jaw look weird at all right now?
It's off to one side and kind of purplish where he hit you and starting to swell. Yeah, you do not look like you're in good shape.
Do we possibly know a back alley physician, kind of pseudo Henry Rollins in Johnny Mnemonic?
There's a whole app for that, actually.
Oh, awesome!
I can only do so much with this. You need an actual doctor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way.
Oh. Yep. There's an app called MedPDQ, and these are people who are like EMTs or vet techs and things like that who supplement their income kind of in the same way that eye hunters do by providing off the books medical care. It is dubiously legal, but it still happens.
It's also probably very familiar to Anthony.
Yep, very familiar. Yeah, probably
just
very
given
familiar.
the nature of what he does.
Yep, and yeah. But yeah, it's also expensive. It's gonna eat deeply into the money you're making on this job. But
we got one vampire. That was 500, right?
No, I think it's like 5K. Vampires, yeah.
Oh, was it 5K?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 5K, but the medical services may cost you $1,000 just because it's off the books and
Is this the only way that I'm getting rid of the consequence?
Honestly, if Sky looks at it and it might take longer. Basically, you're gonna have to recover from it. It will take one scene, but you have to do something to start the recovery, which would be a medic roll from Sky or a medic roll from Med. If you get the Med PDQ to do it, it's going to be automatically successful, and you'll just start healing. Sky has the opportunity to fail, but maybe stopping at Walgreens and getting some ice packs and stuff like that. It's that's a risk that it's up to you.
I think Sky would say I can try to help, but you're probably better off actually going to someone who can help you. If you want me to try, I can, but that's my recommendation.
Well, it's the money,
Yeah, I'm going to play true to life and just say that I'm trying to avoid spending money on medical stuff just because it's always purely extravagant. So I'm going to say a cold steak on my cheek, whatever Sky can do, and a stiff drink.
Wow, old school.
That's perfect.
Okay,
fair enough.
Stop by a CVS and get you an ice pack.
Want me to roll medic then?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you can do.
Yep. And yeah, you're rolling against the size of the consequence, which is a 2. So yeah, decent chance to do
peanuts.
Does this count as intervention, stopping it from getting worse, or? I
mean, yeah, you're well. It is probably. It's not. I don't think it'd be first aid so much as recovery, because you're not.
That's just
he's not bleeding.
I just
the jaw's not going to get broken if he leaves it alone, kind of thing. So probably not the bonus. But
okay, yep. Just wanted to make sure.
Oh, okay.
No.
Do you have an aspect that you would like that you could tag there? Is your friend worth the fate point? That's. I mean, this is where you could probably maybe you could compel you can get Anthony to spend the fate point because your car needs a lot of work.
I do have one less.
Or just that would be kind of. I can see Sky saying, well, why not instead of going
I'd rather use
PDQ
mine.
for instead of going to Med PDQ for 1,000, maybe Sky does it for 500 because she's got to get her car worked on.
I'd rather go
here's the other thing too is I don't currently have any aspects on my thing but I still have 2 open free aspects. I can come up with something.
What I was hoping that one of those free aspects should be some kind of relationship with somebody else in the group. So maybe, is this something that Sky's done before? Is this like a common thing? Are you the team medic of thing?
See what I was going to say, and I can definitely use one of those free aspects later for some kind of relationship thing. But
sure,
I was thinking for a past thing, because she's jumped around a lot. Former EMT, like 4 years ago, I did. I was this. And I am not anymore, and that is why I'm telling you to go to somebody who is currently. But
but I mean, you probably do have the skills. It's just kind of one of those.
They're just not as up to snuff as if I was.
Yeah. You could have started EMT school and just never finished.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe instead of former EMT, you could put like almost an EMT once. I like that. That's because God, it reminded me of it's a joke that I saw, I think on Twitter. Somebody is like, I'm just gonna dress normally for Halloween and just go as a gifted kid. And when people say, what are you supposed to be? I'll say, I was supposed to be a lot of things. It's kind of like, oh man, that hits too close to home, but that just is also just feels like something that Sky would relate to too. It's like, I was going to be a lot of things.
I'm going to put it down as an EMT for 2 months.
There you go. EMT for 2 months. Perfect.
Before you had to hop again.
Perfect. That's so good that's so good for iHunt. All of it. All right. Cool. And all right. And if you want to do instead of the label, just put it down in the
I'll
aspect. I got you. Boom. There you go. Solid. There you go.
Okay.
Boom. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Do you want to then if you want to invoke it for a bonus, then that would be enough to start the healing for Anthony. That's fine. All right, cool. Sounds good.
Back down to one hit point.
Well, on the other hand, that just means that you have gotten all the use out of them, and when we do next episode, you'll get your refresh back and back to the total. So all good stuff. So yeah, I think so ice pack and stuff, and kind of start there. And what's the plan for the next couple of days? That's probably going to get you a little ways into. I mean, just honestly, $5,000 split 3 ways is pretty good. So that's almost $2,000 a piece. So that's going to pay some bills. But yeah, I think at some point, do y'all, not necessarily now, but like cut to a couple of days later, and I said maybe the next day, because Anthony, your jaw is still going to be sore, and does he have to keep it immobile for it to? That is the Sky question, Anthony. You don't get to answer this. Does he have to keep it immobile for it to heal right? Do you got to wrap it?
Yeah, you know what?
I think got a bandage around head
for a couple of days. He's gotta.
Okay.
He's got to keep it immobile so he doesn't.
It's gonna not wired, but yeah, you probably like bandaged up, or maybe it was it. Do they use a neck brace kind of thing to kind of keep it? I don't know. There's some you've got some kind of brace.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
one
like,
that I could afford too, not just.
It's like when
whatever you can get at the.
When you hurt your shoulder just a little bit, and they're like, "Here for a week, just don't
stay off of this.
Don't move it.
Well,
otherwise
like
it's not going to get better."
I twisted my knee pretty bad on Tuesday, so they told me go to Walmart and get this thing for like $20.
Right, stay off of it. Stay off of it when you can, and
so CVS or something. You've got some kind of like brace that kind of holds your jaw still, kind of thing like this. And it just makes it hard to. It makes it hard to talk. It's what that's going to mean is we'll from a game standpoint is that because it's in recovery, we rename the aspect from mushy jaw to jaw and a brace. Well, I was going to say jaw and a brace. And so it's still a consequence until it goes away. But now this is probably more of like a social consequence, or somebody like, I can't understand what you're saying, but you're talking through your teeth. Can you maybe just enunciate a little better so we can hear you, kind of thing? And just kind of make it a little more difficult to do some of those things. But yeah, so maybe a couple days, maybe like the next day after you guys have gone, Sky's gone out to CVS, and you've got like, probably drinking something as cold as you can handle. And just to kind of bring swelling down on the inside.
I have one thing I did before we left the house.
Okay.
I took all their wallets.
Ah, all right. Yeah. Absolutely.
A, because we can use the money.
Sure.
And B, because I want to be able to track their identities.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So cool. So probably at would you hang out at Pandemonium, or is there another place you'd go to after? Or I mean, I think we've kind of, because we've made it a place that's important, this is kind of like a jazz bar in downtown Des Moines that like Marcus's aunt Desdemona runs, and it is pricey in that it is probably a little bit out of, I mean, you guys don't come here to drink a lot, but there is, I mean, this is one. Des is usually good for information sometimes, though she tries to stay out of this stuff. But Allie works here, so that's, every once in a while you get to see her, that kind of thing.
I was gonna say the other thing too is I also like the idea of like one of us being at work while the others are trying to like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Talk to them about that cinematically. I like that. It's a funny.
Yeah.
Scene
Okay.
of, like,
okay. So all right.
Shoes or whatever.
Yeah. So here's the question. So who's at work?
I'm fine with it being Sky. If.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So yeah. This probably I would say I love the idea of doing it like a cut scene, of like, I don't know, probably doing kind of a Cowboy Bebop like Dutch angle cut, like the upper right hand corner is like Sky in a like a Van store uniform, kind of like the scratchy like black polo kind of thing with khakis and a name tag, and
of course it says Vans on it.
Like Vans on the outside, and then Sky, and then it's like. And like restocking shelves, and the other 2/3 of the screen is it's like TJ and Marcus at a booth in Pandemoniums, and we kind of cut to like just after Waiter's leaving the table with a kind of disgusted look on his face because you're both ordering water, and like a cheap appetizer of nachos kind of thing. Like, I'm not spending any money. But then, and kind of digging out these wallets. So the two wallets you've got for our vampire friend is the ID is for a guy named Justin Klein. It says he's 17. And the address is basically the house where you killed him. And it's a picture of him. There is probably there's probably like $8 in there, and a U.S. bank debit card, and
which guy is this? Is this the vampire? Or is this
the vampire? Guy? This is a vampire. He's got like $8 in a debit card and like a credit card.
When was his license issued? Like what's the issue date on his license?
Apparently his birthday. 2020. God, now I have to do math. I don't remember how it.
I'm just looking to see if it's a reasonable date or if it's like much
2014.
Older. Okay, so
it's his date of his date of birth is listed as like I'm gonna say October 19th, 2014.
So he's a new convert.
Or it's a fake ID.
Or
sure.
It's a fake ID. That's true.
One of the two. But yeah, you might have had a tougher time with somebody who was a more experienced older vampire.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the other guy is his ID is his name is Mark Freeze, Freis, and he is 22.
Mm-hmm.
And I can confidently say he is, because you haven't killed him. But anyway, yeah, he's driver's license. He's also got probably about $20, not much more than that. In people don't carry cash anymore.
The glamorous life of a vampire, man.
Well, he's just got a debit card. He doesn't have any credit. But I mean. Not to get too deeply into it, but you could probably perpetrate credit card fraud with that vampire's credit card, because whatever.
You're on my wavelength.
I mean, the first 4 seasons of Supernatural, right? They finance with credit card fraud. But in Mark Freeze's wallet, you find a like a folded up flyer for a web service, and I'm gonna see if I can't get to a file that I have that has the. Let me find it right here. I'm gonna bring that up onto the board so you can see it. It's a service called OnlyFangs.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And it's OnlyFangs. It's OnlyFangs.com.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I thought it was great.
And to parse what the purpose of it is through the name.
Well, I mean, it is
yeah.
It is very much it is very much like OnlyFans, but it has a very definite vampire groupie sort of vibe to it.
So this is like not this is Fangs seeking mortals, or no, the opposite. Like, well, it's where people like develop a what's the word that they use in a herd. This is like a herd.
Sure. I mean, okay. That's the thing. That's the mystique, right? Is that all the performers on OnlyFangs will tell you that they are, of course, creatures of the night, etc.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily true. This is also a lot. There's also, I mean, I don't know. You could flip through. Actually,
so it's more kind of like a vampire fetishism site that just happens to occasionally have a real vampire on it.
I mean, that would probably make more sense, because I mean, if you open up a laptop, are you gonna go to this webpage to check it out?
I'm not on my computer.
I'm gonna say Anthony will if you won't.
I've got to imagine that both of you, that at least one of you has a laptop. And I love TJ's like, I'm not putting that on my computer. This is
no.
Oh, sure. It's okay to go to the the Mayan calendar is real and 2012 actually happened, but OnlyFans is a bridge too far. Okay.
Bit, yeah.
Yeah, you look at her browser tabs, is like there's a whole folder for like UFOs are real and stuff, but OnlyFans. Nope, not gonna put that in my history. Okay.
Weirdos.
I love it. Okay, cool. This is the bridge too far. I'm okay. That's good to know.
Vampire fetishism is just that too much.
Is there is there like not a mobile site? Like, could I just use my phone?
Oh no, absolutely. You can use your phone, and there's absolutely a mobile site. Oh yes, and so it immediately
that's
before
the meal ticket right there.
Before you get to do anything, you have to make an account. It doesn't try. I mean, it's not. You don't have to pay money to sign up, but you do. Again, it operates pretty much just like it's one of those. There's certain levels of things that you can see for free, and there's.
We didn't take the vampire. Did he have a phone on him? Did we check? I don't think we did.
Probably no. I'm gonna say
you could have.
Yeah, I say you probably if that's something you would have done, then yeah, probably have his phone.
Could sell it if nothing else. But more importantly, he would maybe already have an account with that credit card tied to it already. I would think. Or debit card, I guess it was.
Nice. Okay, so you wanna log in to OnlyFans on his phone? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
he
God!
Probably has the password saved. I mean.
Well, sure. On your mobile, who wants to type that in with your thumbs all the time?
Yeah, and I guess here's the thing though: is his phone locked? Is it fingerprint locked? Is it passcode?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah. Okay. Actually. Anthony, I'm going to go ahead and give you a fate point. I would hold it up to the camera, but the cat is sitting on it because she's decided to join us and be a nuisance. But yeah, go ahead and give yourself a fate point, and it is there. The phone's locked, but it's.
I have to bring this guy.
Can I try and?
If you want to try, I would say it'd be a hacker roll to get it open.
Yeah. Yeah, I will see what I can finagle out of this piece of harvested technology.
Okay, I got you. If you can.
I got a 1.
That is not going to get it open.
It basically know.
It gives
I need to know.
Okay.
No.
Well, I can go to it on my phone.
I was going to say, here's the thing too: Sky's at work, but Sky could technically give it a try if you were to bring her the phone at work, or we were to just like say she gets off work or skips out or something.
Yeah.
Or we like text her how unlock phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
I guess that's the question. Do you want to drive out to the mall to kind of get Sky to work on it, or because basically you play with it for a little while, TJ, and it times you out and just kind of like nope. Yeah, it's
that makes me sad because I was gonna say she wouldn't. It'd be kind of like challenging her.
Yeah. So all right, so
I'm not gonna let this phone beat me.
All right. Well, I mean that it's getting locked out for it. That's never permanent. It does it. Well, that's not to say never. You can brick a phone that way, I guess. But but your role is good enough to not do that. You just didn't succeed by.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't bricked it, but you're like, it's one of those, you know, this is too many tries. We're going to lock you out for 30 minutes kind of thing. And you're like, okay, we're going to leave it alone for a minute. Because if I keep trying, you know, it'll like, okay.
It'll be permanent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I slide the phone back across to Anthony.
Yeah. It's like, well, chances are good, but you know, it's hard to tell what's on that phone, but okay. Well, all right. I'm gonna say probably then. You guys both give me. Well, nah. This is just something you become aware of, and I know that TJ is, because Evelina Conspiracy whack job. She's paranoid enough to be just kind of still paying attention to the rest of the room. She's like insists on sitting in on the booth side where she can see the whole place and has her back to the wall.
In the corner with the back to the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, always has to have a particular table and a particular seat.
Yes. But that goes along with Case the Place. So.
Yep. And so you would see this. Well, looks like probably either a real estate agent, lawyer, very well dressed, brunette with kind of a little longer than a pixie cut, but it's a fairly conservative hairstyle. She's got the little thing underneath and has stopped to talk to Desdemona, who appears kind of agitated about it and is like nope, you get the not welcome here sort of vibe from that whole thing, but you're far too far away to hear the conversation, but just kind of can see that there's a little bit of confrontation brewing over there.
Where are they, near the bar, or where are they?
Yeah, and you're like kind of on the other side of the bar because you guys have gotten one, you know, probably have been in here often enough. They're not gonna one to accommodate your where you got to sit. You're kind of away in the back. You're probably closer to the kitchen than anything.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take our waters.
I'm
gonna put them under the table and dump them. I'm gonna say, I'll be right back. I'm going to get us some refills. And I go to the bar.
Okay.
Because the bar is closer to them. So I want to see if I can hear what the argument is about.
That feels like a spy sort of thing to do, to eavesdrop. All right.
Okay, roll spy.
Absolutely. Yes.
3.
Okay. It seems like the what you get out of you kind of hear Desdemona's side of it is that, you know, I'm sorry, Fiona, but I am not turning over anybody, and I'm not in it anymore. So even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you. And Fiona, obviously the other woman, just kind of arches an eyebrow and is like, you know, just because you're out of the game doesn't make you safe. There is no neutral ground. That's for movies and fiction. I'll give you some time to consider, and just give me a name, or at least I just want to know what happened to Justin. That's all. It doesn't have to have anything to do with this place. And she leaves.
Ooh, I come back with some ice water and sit down.
It gets to the bartender's like, yeah. She's like, bartender notices you standing there. It's like, yes. Can I get you something?
More water, please.
Okay, sure. And sets a couple of, pours them to you, and take it back to the table. Sure. All right.
Thank you.
Sure.
I go back to the table.
All right, well, cool. The nachos have arrived in the meantime.
Yay!
Anthony is probably trying to eat them and just kind of like,
I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, this
Poor
is
guy.
not. This is rough. It's just
so
kind of
worth
like
it, though.
Enjoy
Crunch.
nachos, man.
that's what you can eat, but it's still sore. You
It's
know,
like one every minute.
Yeah, it's just like
Single chip.
Yeah, but when your jaw hurts, you don't get the same satisfaction out of nachos that you know.
No, nachos are good. Pain is bad. It's just kind of like it's kind of a bad combo. All right, so yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, okay, and I would say probably we'll do a cutscene there and kind of maybe back to the house after work, so that so that maybe Sky could try and crack that phone. So yeah, this is kind of on the couch, and you know, it's basically you guys are kind of sitting on the couch, sitting around and doing that, and Josh is in like it's probably like a sectional sofa. You've got like the longer side, the short side, and then there's like a lazy boy or something, and Josh is in the lazy boy playing Halo on the PlayStation. Not paying a whole lot of attention to y'all, but just occasionally there's and this guy's headset on, and it's like, come, son of a, god damn it, kind of things like that. Just every once in a while, somebody. But anyway, so like TJ's got her laptop out, and it's like, yeah, I couldn't kind of handing you the phone. It is a last generation, probably what is it, iPhone 13? Is that what's the most recent one?
I don't use iDevices.
I don't.
Okay, so I know it's like we're on like 12 or 13, so it's an iPhone 11 with a cracked screen.
Of course, it's got to have a cracked screen. So Sky will like pull out a somewhat beat up laptop, plug the phone into it, and start seeing what you can do.
Okay. Nice. All right. So yeah, basically this is a hack and overcome with hacking, basically overcoming the password protection.
Right.
On the or you know the 4 to 6 digit code that he would have put, because you don't have the fingerprint part anymore. Actually, I'm not sure that the fingerprint would work for every vampire, because a lot of that depends on like heat as well. Right? So
I rolled a 4. I got a great.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you kind of between that and yeah, you kind of basically like run a kind of brute force. There's only 4 digits, so it just kind of goes through them pretty quickly, and it comes. And anyway, it unlocks, and usual stuff. I mean, TikTok's on there, and Spotify, and Snapchat, and Twitter, all Facebook Messenger, all that good stuff. Facebook.
Thing is next to where like go to his OnlyFans. He has an OnlyFans.
Yeah, he does have an OnlyFans account.
I'll pull up OnlyFans.
Okay. Yeah, and it's basically one of those. There are like several, like it's kind of like God, I'm trying to, not like a Facebook feed, but there are like accounts that you follow. Yeah, like live feed kind of things, and they're like little thumbnails of like still images of, and they're attractive men and women who are kind of a lot of goth makeup, and usually in many cases the obvious fangs and stuff like that. There are any number of the thumbnails that kind of some kind of Victorian looking bedroom. Some of them are
Is this his? Like, are his pictures this innocuous, or is it like
he doesn't have an OnlyFans, but he's apparently got like 3 or 4 accounts that he follows.
Oh, okay.
And whose names I'm gonna have to come up with for next time we play. But yeah, he does apparently follow a couple people on OnlyFans, so that is maybe a something to follow up on. Though you're not getting paid for this part. This isn't a job anymore. So, I mean, at some point, I do have some leads for you on iHunt, but we can also get to that next time.
I was gonna say, otherwise, I'd also like to check his messages and.
Yeah.
My interest in his phone was completely self-serving. I just want to know as much about the people in his circle, as far as like.
All right. So you want to go?
I want to figure out how can I track these people? How can I identify them?
Sure. All right.
Things like that.
I mean, yeah, you can go through his contacts and download information and stuff like that. And I would say while you're flipping through his contacts, there is like a mom and dad contact. The last time it was called was probably about 6 years ago. But anyway, but also while you're scrolling, you do see there is a entry for a Fiona Leclerc. So
I'm sure this is connected somehow.
Possibly. There's only one Fiona in there. So anyway, and stuff like that. Lots of girls' phone numbers. In there, Mark Freese's number is in there as a favorite. That kind of thing. So it's something you can run down, but that will take some time. If you want to try and run down everybody on the contact list kind of thing, that's absolutely a thing you can do.
I don't think that's really necessary. His most frequently called numbers.
Okay, so yeah, if you
whole address.
Okay, so if you cross-reference recently called versus his contact list and stuff, a good fraction of recently called is probably pizza places, which is kind of surprising, but maybe on behalf of Mark or whatever, because he's the one with the credit card. Right. So that kind of thing. Or, come on, girls, come over to my place. We'll buy pizza, we'll hang out, etc. That kind of thing. So sure. There are food places in there, movie times, stuff like that. He's got a Kindle account. Netflix.
You're reading. What are you watching?
I mean, you live forever. You kind of
yeah, that's fair.
The Kindle account is a lot of I
was gonna ask what's his favorites.
It's like the self-published Tom Clancy kind of action genre.
The stuff that's free on Kindle Unlimited.
Yep. Yep. Like a lot of that, and and some paid stuff like David Baldacci, and just kind of these the action movie badass genre. But all good stuff. So I think we may pick up next week, or well, not next week, because next week is PAX Unplugged. So yes. I'm going to be in Philadelphia for that. But the week after, we'll come back and we'll have more of I've got some more jobs. I think maybe some more vampires, maybe some werewolves, sorcerers, undead. There's all kinds of fun things to hunt. But I guess we should probably do outros and introduce everybody and all that. How do you want to do that, Teddy? You be the boss of me here.
Let's see, outros. Well, let's just start with you.
All right, fair enough. Where everybody can find us. Sure. I'm Commander Pulsar on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here on Thursdays, with the exception of next Thursday. Going forward after that, though, on Thursday nights, running iHunt Farm to Table. On Sunday in the afternoon from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., with the exception of PAX Unplugged, because I'm going to be on an airplane. I put together Legos, Lego Brunch on my channel, CommanderPulsar.com. Starting after Christmas, we are going to be spending however long it takes building the ultimate collector's set of the Millennium Falcon that I have acquired for basically for Christmas, and that is about a 7,000 piece set. Probably take a couple of months to build, but but we'll get through it. Anyway, that's that, and every once in a while I'll do some extra streams of mostly building games and talking about tabletop role-playing games like this one, and that's basically me.
Let's see. Let's go to TJ.
Me.
Yep.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Spooky. I'm spookerific everywhere. You can find me here on Thursdays again, except next Thursday. You can also find me alternating Mondays on So Many Games for Dr. What the Fuck D&D 5th edition campaign, where I play a tiny whirling dervish of doom. And I am on Twitch. I am a creative streamer, and I do play some video games, but primarily I draw on stream after 9 p.m. weekdays. And that's, I think, it. Open for commissions if you need art.
Happy Christmas. Yeah, do that.
And Anthony.
Hi, yes. I'm Marcus. I'm Spicy Curry Bread pretty much everywhere. Well, anywhere that I have an account. Yeah, that's more or less it. We have too much going on.
Well, happy to have you here.
Yeah, glad to be here.
All right, and I am Nerdy Teddy. You can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy, as well as in the Discord for this channel. I am currently here 2 times a week. That'll probably change beginning of the year. But so Tuesdays you can join the Rifts crew for Rifts Battle of Fates at 8 p.m. EST. And I don't know. I might try to set up exceptionals or some kind of one shot next Thursday. See how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah.
Mondays I'm over on the Bardic Nox channel playing Yu-Gi-Oh! We are starting a new era. We are starting 5D, so synchro monsters are going to be getting introduced the next time we play. I don't know if it'll be this week or the week after, but that will be a thing. And I have some games and stuff that I wrote you can check out through the link in the chat, or you can go check them out on Twitter. There's a link there as well. And we are going to raid. Let's see. Who is available?
Nana Lovebug's doing art. She was in the Calling All Heroes game. That was fun.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Cool. I was gonna raid So Maddie, but they went off.
Oh,
just before us.
Nice. Good deal. Good deal.
So yeah, we're gonna raid Nana Lovebug, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. You're placing your bet, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies. Roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you made